Hi, my name is Jace, and the story I'll be telling is Anasi and the moss-covered rock. One day, Anasi was walking through the forest when all of a sudden something caught her eye. It was a moss-covered rock. How interesting. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Kaboom! Down fell Anasi, senseless. An hour later, Anasi woke up wondering what went wrong. What's going on? Why is my head so spinning? She looked and said, "Oh my God, isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Anasi. An hour later, Anasi woke up. Anasi said, "Now I know what's going on. It's a magical rock." When he or she walks upon this rock and say, "Isn't the magic words? Isn't this a strange?" I know exactly how to use this. Anasi went walking when she saw a lion. She said, "Hi, lion," but her favorite fruit was sitting in there in the basket. It was coconut. "Oh, hi, lion. Would you like to go on a walk with me?" "Of course, Anasi. It is a hot day, so let's go on a walk." Anasi went walking through the forest, her and mine. She took him to the deepest part of the forest. Anasi said, "Oh my God, do you see that?" "Oh yes, Anasi. It's a strange moss-covered rock." "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell lion. Anasi went back to Lion's house and said, These coconuts are mine." She took them to her house. She said, "Now I'm just gonna play my trick on a lot more people." She went walking through the forest, but she saw Rhino. She said, "Hi, Rhino. Would you like to go on a walk?" Rhino, she said, "Of course, I love walking." Rhino and Anasi went walking through the forest when Anasi led Rhino to the deepest part of the forest where the moss-covered rock is. "Oh my God, do you see that?" "Yes, I do, Anasi. It's a strange moss-covered rock." Rhino said, "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Rhino. Anasi went back to Rhino's house and took all of her things. Anasi played this trick on a few other animals in the forest, like hippopotamus, snake, and giraffe and zebra. Anasi did not know that little blush deer, the shyest animal, blended in with anything she could find, because she was too shy. Deer went to the deepest part of the forest and started picking berries in the basket. She put them right on her porch and waited for Anasi. "Anasi should be here. Where is she?" Soon as Deer said, "There she is," Anasi popped up and said, "Hi, Deer. Would you like to go on a walk with me?" And Deer said, "Of course. Let's go on the walk, Anasi." Deer and Anasi went walking through the forest. Anasi led Deer to the deepest part of the forest where the moss-covered rock was. "Oh my God, do you see that?" "Oh yes, I do see that, Anasi." "Wait, see what?" "I see that. I see a rock and some other things, but I don't see what you're talking about." "Right there, look." "Right where? I don't see anything." "Right there. Look harder." "I don't see anything." "Do you know the words I'm supposed to say?" "Yes, I do." "What's the words, Anasi? Tell me, huh?" "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Anasi, senseless. Deer returned everything Anasi stolen. Back to Lion she gave to coconuts. Back to Rhino she gave the berries. Deer said, "Next time you know, don't play this trick on anybody else."